Howdy. And howdy. Hi. And happy birthday, too. I made a little compilation of funny podcast moments or things that I find interesting while at work. Because, it's other stuff that's made me be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Or like, haha, that's funny. So then I take a screenshot of the timestamp and I obviously put it here now. Or twice so far it's happened where I've had to stop working and just laugh it through because it was that freaking funny. These are from 3 different podcasts. It is Chuckle Sandwich is the first one. Go, my favorite sports team, is the second. And Distractable is the third. I listen to more to Chuckle Sandwich and Distractable than Go, mostly because I want to actually listen to the sports talk and learn and whatever. Anyhow, so here it is. And yeah, enjoy.
New topic.
What's your pivot here? Because it seems like you're, people.
Can we not say pivot? I have a broken ankle and I can't box anymore. That was very triggering to me.
That was good. Okay. So, okay, now I got to think of a different word than I guess I don't want to say it. So, what's your next step then? What's?
Well, step. Man, I have a broken ankle. Are you really?
That's fucked up, Ted.
No, you're right.
That's fucked up.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
I feel like you're doing this on purpose now.
No, I'm not.
How is life gonna keep rolling on for you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very generous.
Yeah.
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
how are you going to put one
Yeah.
foot in front of the other here? What? What was wrong with what?
Like,
I don't think you did anything wrong, Ted.
I have fucking feelings, dude. Like, I literally woke up and came on this podcast to have a good time, and you're making fun of my. You're making fun of a cripple.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, Minx, okay? Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
This is fucked up.
I don't want to break the trust that you and I have. I don't want to break the trust.
Oh man.
Any more? You want to
man.
shoot out any more there? You done?
Jeez.
You
I
think
mean,
he's
if we keep doing this, she's gonna snap.
Oh. Oh.
Now I'm
we'll be
vaping
cast out of our social circles.
All right, change your topic.
Put on our own fucking show. Me and Ted being the title.
Yeah,
the title fight. We put on our own PPV.
No, because
you'd
start kissing in the ring or something. You'd be like one hit thrown, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, my bad, dude." Here.
One match.
Ted would hit me once. I'd be like, "I don't want to do this anymore, man."
No,
turns into like a live
so
podcast.
That would be so good.
It's like what we do one round. We do one round, and then they just pull out some chairs and some microphones, and then we just sit down. And they're just like, "So how do you feel?"
5 minutes in between rounds, and we have to like talk about how that round went.
Wait, that's actually not a bad idea. What if you actually did a live show like that and like pretend to everyone it's boxing match and actually do the idea? Well, now
that would be
now that's in the
It's
podcast.
just Chuckle Sandwich. They're like, fuck, I thought I was gonna see a boxing match. It's just fucking Chuckle Sandwich.
No, actually, it's
Jesus
kind
Christ.
of a good idea. Like, you
just
could
get
do
rid
that
of the
and
pun
invite
aspect.
everyone. No, okay, Ted, you want to work on your YouTube? You want to do a YouTube video? Be like, I trolled every streamer into thinking they're in a boxing match. Invite a bunch of streamers and make them train for it. Like, actually make them train, and then
It's just a collab on the podcast.
they're like dead ass, like get like fucking rent out a ring and stuff. And like they'll all go in there, and then after 1 minute, just call it and bring out chairs and make them talk about their feelings.
Oh my
Welcome
God.
to episode
That's a good idea.
75 of Chuckle Sandwich with our guy Michael Reeves, who's been training for this boxing match for 5
They're all
months straight.
fucking swollen shit. No, oh my God, no, you guys should do that.
Do you know what we could do, Schlatt? But you and I could be the commentators for the boxing match. They come in, without explaining to them, we put like one of those sort of live show microphones with the big puffy end to it on it. And then they start boxing, and then they have like a little earpiece, and we start asking them questions while they're fighting, and they have to answer while it's going on.
That's fucking awesome.
No, you guys should actually do that. Like, and have it as the first live Chuckle podcast. People would actually buy that shit out.
That would be
No, but
Dude,
Claire's would obviously know.
That's like Hot Ones, but Sean has to fucking beat the shit out of whoever's on the other side of the table.
No, I'm actually
that's brilliant.
serious. This is actually a good idea. But now that this will be released and creators will see this, You actually have to have some people fight where you don't interview them. So it's like a fucking gamble, Russian roulette. They don't know if they're actually going into fight or they're getting interviewed.
Honestly, that is a good aspect there. It's like we make a whole show of it too, where we have this big wheel where it's like fight or talk. So it's like are they gonna go through and then we can add more to the stakes where it's like we bring in like actual boxers or something and they have to train for it and there's like a 50% chance of
that's a really small part of the wheel is you have to fight like one of the most awarded boxers in history.
No,
we get like Floyd Mayweather.
You're laughing about this, but I think this is a very good content idea, and I think you guys should actually do it because you were thinking about boxing. Ted, you said you'd train with me again. You might even be on the wheel. Oh yeah, one of the fucking things on the wheel has to be like one of the careers fight. Schlatt or Ted.
Oh shit! Yeah. You get a piece of one of us.
One of us have to step in. Yeah, I guess that's only fair if we were to expect people to come on. That we would also have to put in, our fists and stuff.
And I've now learned that would be. I'm gonna start with not mine necessarily, but Grace's. A very, very wonderful partner and girlfriend. And as you mentioned earlier, you said, Austin is kind of a cloudier place, right? And I've now learned that would be good for her because her New Year's resolution is to deal with a problem that I didn't know she has had for a very, very long time and is probably the most unique and problematic New Year's resolution I've ever heard. Because her New Year's resolution is to stop looking directly into the sun so much. Not even to cut it out entirely. Just to try and peter it off a little. And she approached me about this like
she's addicted to it?
She can't stop doing it. Yeah, and now I'm scared because every time I look outside and it peeps through the clouds, I'm looking over and she's looking up at it.
So now you're noticing it now?
Dude, no, yeah, because this came up on Christmas and she was like, my New Year's resolution is to stop looking at the sun. And I was like, oh, that's cool. What are you gonna do to do that, or do you is this really?
Wait, she didn't even question it when she brought it up originally. You weren't like, what?
No, I was like what a little at first, but then I was like, can't you just stop looking at the sun? And she was like, well, it's not New Year's yet. And I was like, is this such a fucking you're trying to get in one last big long look,
one big hit
at the flaming, and she's like, dude, it's like a bright flaming orb in the sky. What am I supposed to ignore it?
It's so true.
I'm like,
that's okay.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind was, wow, that is exactly the same thing that the Machinima Respawn crew did in Horror Alley. Every time they recorded there, they'd look at the sun. Yeah, they'd see who could look at it the longest.
So what was she?
My second thought is what? That's weird. That's weird.
It is. But now I know if I ever wanted to surprise her, I would just throw something directly at her because she has a fucking hole burned into clearly the center of her vision.
I would be very worried about her. She should get her eyes checked.
Yeah, right?
Wait, she probably gets her eyes checked. She has glasses.
I wonder fucking why. Because she's going out, she's trying to get thicker and thicker glasses so it magnifies the fucking sun into it.
I need more power.
I want it to just fully refract into my eyes.
It's like when you hold a magnifying glass up to an ant and it just starts fucking cooking it.
The doctor's like, do you want transition lenses? No! No, God!
Dude,
I wouldn't be able to do it, Doc.
What was she doing during the eclipse? She must have been looking at the sun all day during that.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe she looked up, she was like, sun's blocked. Just walks away.
It's only fun when it's bright.
It's all covered up.
Oh my God. Are you...
Yeah, I know. It's not even to stop looking at the sun. It's to stop looking at the sun, so much. That's I think the part that really gets me. Is that she's not even going cold turkey on looking.
Well, it's funny because it's like that is it's just something that you're just
baseline like not supposed to do?
No,
like
no.
it
And
shouldn't
she
even
tweeted
be
about
like,
it. She fucking tweeted about it, and she was like, "Charlie, why is my tweet about looking at the sun bombing?" I'm like, usually people tweet something relatable, Grace. You're tweeting about
Nobody's
like your
looking
New
at the
Year's
sun.
resolution. Your single thing you want to improve about yourself is to stop looking at the sun.
That's
No
like
one else has this. No one's retweeting it. Of course they're not.
that's like your New
No
Year's
one, no one feels this way.
that's like your New Year's resolution to stop trying to breathe underwater. Or something.
It's just so damaging. I just don't understand. Like this year, I'm gonna stop trying to eat plastic so much. What am I gonna stop entirely? No. Yeah, I just needed to get that off my chest because I've been in a relationship with this person for. You think you know someone after 5 years?
I'm hoping she is able to pull through on it. You know?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm hoping she stops looking at the sun so much, Charlie. I'm rooting for her.
Me too. You know.
Locking it in. She locked that one in.
I hope locking it in. You know.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Like.
Lock it in.
I wonder, you know, why she was interested in me, and now I know she doesn't even see me for me. She just sees me as a burning hole in her iris whenever she looks at me.
Wow.
Mine is to be even more slippery, locking it in.
Yeah.
Even stronger, even more slippery, locking it in.
And more beige.
What? You know Uthgard, and you didn't watch my video?
Uthgard was part of a very sequenced out video, hundreds of parts.
Are you
hundreds
incapable
of parts.
of sequencing yourself?
Hundreds of parts
of self-managing?
over the span of months. Over the span of months, that thing came out.
Well, I'm going
not
to the
sitting
grocery
down and
store
watching
and I'm
one
hungry. I'm gonna eat all
little
the
video
chocolate.
about.
I'm gonna eat all the
Here's little
chocolate because
Charlie,
I don't know how to
whatever the
resist
fuck his last name is,
temptation.
in a little
my
VR
God.
helmet. He's in the
I'm
metaverse. He's
unstoppable.
jacked into
I
Mark
can't
Zuckerberg's
regulate
fucking
myself.
fantasy dreams.
Boys,
Fuck you,
please.
buy an NFT and make some money, bitch.
All right.
For a
Boys,
9-minute
bring
video.
it in. Hold
You're
on.
smoking like a true pussy
quiet
who gets
coyotes.
no bitches and
Quiet
sticks no
coyotes.
paper.
Quiet coyotes, boys. Let me see them now. Quiet coyotes. Show them to me. Schlatt? All right.
I was thinking, what makes a sub so different than a hot dog? They both have the wraparound. The hot dog makes it different. Because the hot dog is the hot dog. The hot dog is not the hot dog in the bun.
What if you put up slices of a hot dog in a submarine? Submarine sandwich.
In a submarine?
Instead of like slices of like pepperoni or something like that, there was slices of hot dog.
Does that make it a hot dog?
No, it makes it with hot dog topping. The hot dog is no longer intact.
So in order for a hot dog to be called a hot dog, it has to be intact?
Well, I mean, if you have half a hot dog, it's half a hot dog. It's not a whole hot dog. So,
But what if the
yes.
whole hot dog was split into pieces and
Then it would
spread
be hot
across
dog
the
pieces.
oceans,
It would
all
be hot-
across the world? Would that
You
hot dog
think
still
that-
be a hot dog?
Okay, wait. If we got a really big,
Are you familiar with the ship of Theseus?
Excellent question. Excellent question.
Yeah?
Have you heard of the ship of Theseus?
Just kidding.
So you're trying to tell me if you took one end of the hot dog to one end of the world and the other end to the other end of the world would be a hot dog?
Potentially.
No, the world would be a sandwich in between two pieces of hot dog
Oh my
that
God.
encase it.
I mean,
All right,
I mean,
the world's
it is.
a sandwich and Big Chungus is out there.
I mean, it is reasonable to think that at some point in we're in I'm in California now. I don't know where exactly the other side of the world is, somewhere in Asia. If there's somewhere
Maybe.
that there is a sandwich or a piece of bread just on the ground, and in Asia there's got to be somewhere where there's another potentially very similar piece of bread on the ground there.
Is it a sandwich?
Yeah. I would argue yes.
Okay, but what's
But don't go fucking dropping a piece of bread on the goddamn ground, Ted, and call it a fucking open face earth sandwich. that is some bullshit.
You are yelling at me at something that I have not even considered.
That
doing.
is some bullshit.
Yeah, you led him right into this one. Now he's thinking about it. You fucked up.
I like it how Schlatt is just so angry during the sandwich conversation, but he just has not the emotional strength to talk about cookies and their softness versus
Dude,
hardness.
we're past cookies, man. We solved it. You lost. We're on sandwiches now.
I
right?
lost. Really?
You lost. Yep,
You
I
are
got
out of your mind, dude.
Like the below my neck would not move for I think 2 hours. So anyone with epilepsy,
God.
don't worry,
That
you don't
must
get
feel terrible.
paralyzed.
So
Yeah.
another question about that, Minx. Why did they bring you back to life?
Oh, Jesus.
Slat!
What?
So given all this, what easily is the hardest, most traumatic thing we've had on the podcast so far? What part of the sandwich do you think you are?
I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just called into question the hospital people like they would recognize. They were like, oh, this one? Yeah, no, cut it off. Cut it off. They pull the doctors out of the room. They lock the door, throw
Just
away the key.
written in Sharpie on her body, just like, do not resuscitate.
They already put the body bag over me. I'm
Not
so
worth
massive.
it.
Her parents say she wanted to be a streamer when she grows up. They zip up the body bag.
Oh my god.
I know, they probably would have let me go in that case. They thought I had goals back then.
Oh shit. Oh my goodness.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Okay.
You starved, you small baby child. You didn't ask for mother's milk.
Should have spoken up, bitch.
It's your fault.
Moment of silence for little Timmy. All right, that's enough.
You're gaslighting your non-existent siblings.
We can fix this in editing, right? Will. Next question.
All right.
It can even like process your brain waves to where you don't have to type anymore. It's just you think it's on there.
You know what, Wade? We talked about that in another episode of the podcast.
Oh, you know what? That was also based on a movie that came out in 2002 called A Futures Odyssey, starring Tom Cruise and Belinda Walsh.
Is Belinda Walsh a real person?
I have no idea. I just said the name. I hope so.
Belinda Walsh.
It sounds like it could be a real person.
I love Belinda Walsh.
Belinda Walsh is apparently someone.
There are people named Belinda Walsh, yes.
Belinda Walsh.
I can get truck parts and service in North Dakota from Belinda Walsh. Shout out to you.
And they got to be in a movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh, I don't know. Someone will tell us on the subreddit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Dude, if anyone can make sense from this episode and can write up like a thorough documentation, a transcript of this episode, you will be a hero if you can make sense out of this episode.
No, terrible.
Well, everything in this episode is just a spin-off of that unknown series, Crumply Old Men.
No, we've actually talked about things being from other episodes in a previous episode of the podcast, so...
Oh, we're self-referential of our self-references.
Yeah, what's that called? A callback? Those are funny, right?
Yeah,
I think so. The dogs are doing well. Thanks for asking, man.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually do think the whole premise of "Are you guys feeling old?" was the topic of conversation for a previous episode.
No way.
Not
Well, guess what, audience? We're feeling older now.
No.
I don't know why, but it's ringing a bell.
Older part 2. It was one of the 64 hidden episodes we recorded before you guys ever got hair that will never air. That rhyme was unintentional, but it worked. And you'll never know it other than what we just told you right now, which you can't prove.
Also, oh, that reminds me. When did people find out about the your dating story, Bob? Where was that put in?
That was inserted into the dating advice episode that we did, I believe.
Oh, right. Because there was a comic about it. I was like, I don't remember that ever coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, that was when my date was left or right. Whatever. We're not talking about all those. Sorry, I apologize. No, I apologize. Wait, no, there it is. Old men. Let's face it. Mark, Bob, and Wade are getting ... up there. It was an old episode.
Oh my God. When did we do that? I don't remember that at all. Fucking hell.
We sit here, we talk so much to each other, we have no idea what we've said or haven't said. We are becoming those guys on the internet. People tune into like, oh, they're telling this story again. That's so cute for them. And we're just like, oh, you guys will never know this story. And they're like, oh, it's the third time you've told it.
You actually have it on the TV ready to go. And as soon as the door closes, it automatically plays on the TV at full volume like, local man, someone's dad, I guess? I don't know, someone's friend?
No, fully cartoon. Like, local dad, Jimmy's dad, went on a fishing trip by himself because his son refused to follow the candy rules.
That's so funny.
Yeah, like a cheapo little suction cup pistol, right? Like,
yeah, a little pistol, got little suction cups things on them, and so I open it in the car and I shoot it to the front windshield. I'm in the backseat. And this person does not like this very much. So they turn around and they say, like, you know, they yell at me like, hey, don't do that. And so like I point the gun at her, and then she's looking at me like with this expression like, and she says, "You won't shoot me." And in my head, and again, I'm 10 years old at this time, I look inside of myself and I ask myself, am I prepared for all of the unbelievable consequences that this action is about to unleash upon me? And the answer that was tossed forward from the back of my mind was, yes, I am. And I pulled the trigger and shot her dead between the eyes. It didn't stick. I wanted it to stick on her forehead so badly, but it didn't. And then she was like so pissed. We were at a stoplight, and then she just fucking spins the car around in a U-turn for some reason, I guess to go back in the parking lot so that she could scream at me for a bit. But the whole time I was just like, that might be the first cold calculated decision I've ever made. And I was in so much trouble. I was in so much trouble after that one.
Was it worth it?
Oh, God, yeah, I'd do it again now. I would get like a dart minigun right now. I would just blast it. I know that she's probably extremely old and or dead right now, but just like... Terrible person. Stole my dad's car.
Stole your dad's car.
People don't really understand a lot about that.
Just to bring it back to dreams, because I'm a very visual, imaginary person. Like I express my imagination almost purely through the visual side of things and audio. Like visual and audio are kind of like the way that my imagination works. Things like touch and taste and smell aren't as prevalent, or it's to the point where I don't really notice them unless they're specifically called out. And so it helps me when I'm like, say, I'm making a video project. It's kind of works very well because I can imagine what I need and then I can execute that. Same thing with practice, like with drawing. But when it comes to dreams, that's where like things kind of shift. I have a lot of nightmares a lot of the time, and I pretty much have nightmares on the weekly basis. Like just last night I had a nightmare, and usually my nightmares have shifted away from being things that are physically scary to things that make my brain think in ways that it's not comfortable with, you know what I mean? Like it's very difficult for me to describe, but last night I had a nightmare, quote unquote. It was just like my consciousness was dodging, was trying to like swim through sludge to get to the surface, and like the way that my brain was trying to process information was kind of faulty. I call them like geometric nightmares because it's not based in anything that's reality. It's like my brain's trying to parse math equations that I could never understand, and it's all not in language based, it's not image based, it's just like a nest of different lines and things and physical sensations that are all happening at the same time. And it's like kind of my nightmares have evolved from being just pure visually scary to this type of thing. And it's just like, I think my brain is just trying to reach a threshold of unsettling with my nightmares, and it's like, oh, we gotta get the nightmare quota up. This ain't scaring him no more. Let's pump some like cosmic horror in there. Let's get some fifth dimensional nightmares in here. Come on, back up the truck. Yeah, so it's gotten to the point where I can't even describe what it is, but I know it's very unsettling and it's hard to wake up from.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like abstract nightmares.
It really, like, they don't happen too terribly often, but it's been slightly more common than usual. Like, it is just like my brain's trying to parse. Like, you look at a room and you can see, like, okay, I see the walls. I can see generally how tall it is. I can just generally how wide I can feel the room. But in my dream, it's like the lines of the room are all wrong, intersecting. Like, the walls are close and far at the same time. And there's just like this mathematical element to it. And like, I'm not great at math. And it's just like my brain, the background subconscious calculations that you do for like distance and spatial awareness are all trying to happen, but they're all wrong. So my brain is like, oh, this fucking sucks. And then I get really like paranoid and I get really like kind of like a headache, but in my dream. It's weird, man. It's weird. But those are exclusive to my nightmares, not my normal dreams, just my nightmares.
A classic sci-fi thing, but
yeah.
I guess to throw my ring in the hat with the first one, I remember.
Ring in the hat.
My hat in the ring. My
There
ring in the
you
hat.
go.
You know, you throw a ring in the hat.
Yeah, you throw the ring in the hat in the ring, you put the ring in the hat.
Yeah. You can have a hat and you throw it in a ring, but if you have a smaller ring, you can throw it in the hat.
Throw it in the hat, but then what happens? You would throw a ring in the hat and you hat in the ring.
well, then get a ring in the ring hat.
Well, it's like putting a rabbit in a hat. You have to put a rabbit in the hat to pull a rabbit out of the hat, you know?
Yeah, what if you put a ring on the rabbit in the hat and you pull that out? Which do you put out, the ring or the rabbit?
It depends. What if the rabbit's wearing the ring?
That's what I just said. The ring was on the rabbit. The rabbit was wearing a ring.
Then I guess you pull out both.
Well, which one goes first?
I guess depends what part of if you're grabbing the rabbit by the ears, where's the rabbit wearing the ring?
You got me there. Deduct points.
From myself?
Are there points?
There's been a few. There's silent points.
Oh, right. We do points. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have silent points.
I forgot about that part of this. I thought we were just talking.
I just remembered it. and I've started retroactively thinking about points.
All right, good. The retroactive points that may or may not have existed are now removed. So it's kind of Schrodinger's points at this point.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna throw my rabbit at the ring.
Toss your ring, buddy.
Imagine being that dude's like next door neighbor and like trying to decorate, and you're dealing with like the programmed like do 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 do, and like the lights are going in sync with that. And it's like, I got this big plastic Santa over here.
What you didn't know is that they had to deal with 13 weeks of him constantly dun 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 dun, dun. Fuck! God damn it!
Oh, I'm so close!
If the fucking light could just go with the beat! Fuck!
The weeks leading up.
Ah!
Why did you when you're supposed to?
That's what you missed out.
I thought you were gonna say the 2 straight months of every night at 6:45 p.m. cars lined up and down the street. What do you have? Some sort of emergency? You need to leave your house? Fuck you. It's showtime. Your neighbor is entertaining the masses, so you better stay the fuck inside for the next hour. Because you know those people are going to get there early, watch the show, hang out, take some pictures. You aren't going nowhere.
Yeah, I live at a house in LA where it was near the whatchamacallit, a
Did you live near
stadium.
Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, near Dodger Stadium. And so whenever there was a show there, not a game there, like a show, it attracted a different crowd that didn't know the roads as well as the baseball crowd because they know how to get into the stadium. So there was, I think it was like Beyonce or something like that. And my road is not connected to the stadium road at all. But if you look on the map, there's like a dirt path that can kind of go in the direction of it. I was blockaded for the rest of the night and way into the morning. I could never leave my home because there was just a train of cars that would go up, hit this dead end, and then have to like shimmy a back up around and then go around all the people. And meanwhile, they're like, you can't go that way. It's a dead end. Yeah. And everyone's like, I don't believe you, you fool.
I remember that street too. That was one of those very typical LA sort of streets where it's like parked on both sides, super narrow.
Oh yeah.
Like if there was traffic like that, I can absolutely see how basically turns into a bunch of parked cars in the road because there's no way out.
It sure did. It sure did.
That's fun, man. That's fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun. But I didn't have to deal with that too much.
But you got to see all the shows for free, right? Because you got to deal with that.
I did.
Oh, well, that's nice of him anyway. Oh, Wade, actually, you know what? Speaking of the person who lived next to the guy with the ridiculous light show, I feel like I've seen a picture of one of those setups, and the neighbor of the guy with the insane music, light, everything show just had a big sign in their yard with an arrow pointing at the neighbor that just said ditto. Which is like just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And what else can you do at that point? I love thinking about the setup though in the weeks of like him testing it and just
I
having
like the idea of him rhythmically swearing. Dun, 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 fuck! Dun, 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 damn it! You know, normal stuff.
Yeah.